For the citizen watching this and hearing that in Pakistan there is a safe haven, why should that American citizen not say, well, why don't we go into Pakistan and deal with it that way?
There's no question, the President's made perfectly clear, if we had actionable targets anywhere in the world, putting aside whether it was Pakistan or any place else, we would pursue those targets. There's a number, but it's hard for me to say to you, what is the target? What is the opportunity? What is the likelihood of success? What is our confidence in the intelligence? You'd have to know all those things for me to accurately sort of predict for you. And that's one of those things you're only going to know when all those factors come together. But there's no question. President Musharraf is taking on extremism. He gave a speech after the seizure of the Red Mosque and said, we are going to battle extremism in every nook of Pakistan, and we are going to rid Pakistan, all of Pakistan, of extremism. So he's clearly committed to taking it on. In the last, just this month, they've lost upwards of 80 soldiers in the fight. So there should be no question that Pakistan takes it seriously for their own reasons, and we're working with them to encourage them to deny Pakistan as a safe haven. They don't want Pakistan as a safe haven themselves. Yes?
And also you confirm that Al-Qaeda are not taking a safe haven in Pakistan. The Pakistani government has told the US that they will not allow under any circumstances anybody to enter that area where Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden is. So where do we stand? What is the future of capturing Osama bin Laden and all those hiding in safe haven in Pakistan?
Well, there is no question. And when we talk about Pakistan, we're talking about, and bin Laden, we're talking about the federally administrated tribal areas. As you know, President Musharraf, in an effort to extend the writ of the Pakistani government in a way that has never been before, entered into this agreement with tribal leaders in the area. It hasn't worked for Pakistan. It hasn't worked for the United States. It's clear that President Musharraf is serious about taking action in the tribal areas. We've seen a whole spate of activity over the course of the last several weeks. And I think it is fair to say President Musharraf is committed to the fact that he will not permit that to be a safe haven, and we will work with him to ensure that that safe haven is denied to them.
As President Karzai of Afghanistan is coming to meet with President Bashir in Camp David, he has been complaining that Al-Qaeda are coming across the border from Pakistan into Afghanistan. His government is in trouble also because they want to destabilize the freedom or the democracy in Afghanistan. Where do we stand as far as dealing with the Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan?
Well, as you know, when both President Karzai and President Musharraf were here with the President, the President encouraged greater intelligence and cooperation across the border. We have tried to assist in facilitating that cooperation. We have seen greater cooperation. I think the President looks forward to getting a sense from President Karzai of his take on it. David.
Fran, is it a fair reading of the key judgments you released today that the federally administered tribal areas that you discussed is in fact the central front in the war on terrorism, to use the President's phrase? And if so, tell us how, if at all, you have renegotiated your own operational arrangements with General Musharraf, President Musharraf, so that we would have greater access in there.
Okay, well, to use the President's phrase, Iraq is the central front in the war on terror.
Is that supported by the key judgments, Fran?
There is no question, based on the statements of bin Laden himself, not to mention others in Al-Qaeda, that they regard Iraq as the central front in the war on terror. The other piece to this, you asked me about arrangements with President Musharraf. It is no secret there have been a series of very senior level U.S. government officials to engage with President Musharraf and address this very issue, beginning with the Vice President. And obviously there are conversations between the President and President Musharraf. Secretary Gates has been out, Deputy Secretary Negroponte, and a raft of senior intelligence officials. We will continue to work with the Pakistani government to address the threat that comes from the tribal areas. It is a serious one, but it's not only a serious threat to us, it's also a serious threat to the stability of Pakistan. I'm obviously not going to go into the details of it because I'm not going to put our people or Pakistani officials at risk. In the last 2 weeks, they've had nearly 80 killed, and I'm not going to do that. So, yes, all in the back, yellow.